you have gotten yourself through everything that's ever happened in your life. You've healed everything that's ever happened to you in your life. How different would your day be tomorrow if you woke up in the morning and you remembered that you did that? So breadcrumbs. I have a story about breadcrumbs. At some point, someone, probably you, laid breadcrumbs for you to follow, and that ultimately that's your soul's path. There was this one day I knew I should stop putting my hands on people, and it was very inconvenient and confusing, and it took me a really long time. I mean, it's almost been a year since I started getting that. I mean, maybe even longer. And I'm a massage therapist. Like, to be a massage therapist, identify as a massage therapist and an energy healer, and to start to receive those kind of like breadcrumb moments or information to stop putting your hands on people is kind of like, what? I mean, even now I'm like, no. So when COVID hit, it was kind of like another bigger kind of punch in the face, or like aha moment of like, okay, well, maybe this is real. I just started to move forward in the direction of not working with my hands, just because, I mean, I literally couldn't. So I released a course that I had kind of been holding on to for about 5 years, and just started to like baby step in a new direction, but still like in the back of my mind, like, well, I'm not going to stop being a massage therapist. Like, I can't do that. I built an entire business for over 7 years being that. Like, I can't be anything else. That's what I am. And fast forward to August of 2020, I was traveling. I was actually visiting the place that I ended up moving to, and I was having a conversation with the owner of this really big farm in the mountains of North Carolina. And he was a healer, and he ran a spa, and he gave us the tour of this entire property, and it was stunning. And he was like, he let it slip. When we were in the spa, he was like, I mean, we market massage, but we know that everything is energy. And I was like, okay, this guy speaks my language. So we ended up having dinner together, my friends and him and his dad. And we just kept talking. And he told us about his family and his journey and how he used to live in LA. And I asked him his story. I was like, what did you mean when you said that? And this was the breadcrumb moment, like the ultimate breadcrumb moment. So he started talking about the healers that work at the spa, and he started to share this personal story about how he used to wear a necklace, and that he's been healing from this really major illness, and that in January it exploded, and he realized that it was kind of the universe telling him that he didn't need it. Like, he didn't need to rely on something outside of himself. And he was so open, I felt moved to share like what was vulnerable for me, which was this information as a massage therapist to stop putting my hands on people. And I was like, I shared it, and he said exactly what I needed to hear. And he said, Lindsay, all of the most powerful healers I know have been getting the exact same information. And this is something, I mean, this is a breadcrumb, but this is also something I call medicinal validation. You know, those moments of validation when what's asking to be heard inside of you comes to the outside and you receive that reflection. And I mean, I'll just never forget that moment, because in that moment, I mean, I almost feel emotional. Like, in that moment, I got permission to like really and truly honor that information I had been receiving from my higher self and my soul. It was like my soul poking through, like, please step into the next level of your work. Please, like, I need you to. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like, easier said than done. Like, the real world 3D monetary paying rent, food in the mouth stress is real. It's very, very real. And there's this deeper, more enduring presence that exists inside of us, and that presence was asking to be heard and asking to be honored and asking me to trust it, asking me to trust myself in a way that I had never trusted myself before, and to step into a level of my work and the future of my work that was like waiting for me. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I was equipped. And this is really what I feel the new paradigm of leadership is like this deep self-trust, and trust in God, trust in the divine, trust in your guides, trust in your soul, like trust in that higher power that's guiding you and leading you to your destiny, to those breadcrumbs that have been laid for you. And to not know, like my friend Jessica says this, she says, and she always closes her eyes, she always puts her hand on her heart, and she says, I don't need to know. I don't know how, and I don't need to know how. Because we are equipped. And we haven't really ever given ourselves enough credit to what we've always done and how it's always worked out, and all the things that we do naturally. Like, we just don't give ourselves enough credit. I mean, I know that I wasn't, and I didn't. And when I started to work in a new way and lead myself in a new way and step into the next level of my work, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't really know what was next. And for the first time in my life, I couldn't see what was going to happen. And it was, I mean, scary does not even come close to describing it. But I just refused to not trust myself. And I remembered what my breadcrumbs said. I remembered what Jordan said. It's really hard to describe like what the step-by-steps were, because when you don't really know what's coming next, you can't really control or plan or anything. But as I was moving forward and like in that space of choosing to trust myself, I mean, everything started to become known. Like, so much started to reveal itself to me, and I started to realize why I had to step into the next level of my work. And I started to realize like what I was doing was what I do naturally. And it wasn't like I was stepping into this like scary unknown place. I was actually stepping more fully into myself and more fully into what I do naturally, like what I've been doing my entire life. So, long story short, trust the breadcrumbs. Trust yourself. You know, I feel like that's why I started Wisdom Wednesday, is because I wanted to establish this self-trust, you know, normalizing self-trust, normalizing that wisdom is within you, normalizing that like you can trust yourself and act upon those messages that you get from that higher guidance, and that, you know, normalizing living your life through your intuition, and normalizing giving yourself so much credit, all the credit that like you have gotten yourself through everything that's ever happened in your life. You've healed everything that's ever happened to you in your life. You did that. And how different would your day be tomorrow if you woke up in the morning and you remembered that you did that? Like, you remembered all that you overcame, and you just like had that internal like trust and power and movement forward. And this is why I do what I do, is to be of service to leaders who want to wake up in the morning and feel that and want to trust that, but like they need that teacher to lead them back to themselves and to learn how to like do that in the real world, to learn how to build a business around like that inner substance. I feel like I could go on forever, but trust the breadcrumbs. Trust yourself. When you forget, send me a message. If you want to embrace more of this energy and like you feel that you're being called into the next level of your work, please answer the call. Like, we need you to answer the call. And if you want support in getting there, I have a course for that. It starts March 3rd. And I would be so honored to take this journey with you and to show you the ways that you've always known that you were here to serve, to show you that that's possible. And, and it's not easy. Not saying it is, but it's worth it. Embodied Magnetism begins March 3rd. You can learn more through the link in my bio. Feel free to send me a message. Let's go there.